Good morning, everybody. You know what day it is. It's Friday, which means it's jab day. It is my 10th weigh-in today, and this will be my 11th jab and my 3rd jab on the 5 milligram. We are on the 5 milligram, and this is where I'm probably going to stay on the 5 milligram for who knows how long, for now at least. So this is my 3rd jab of my 3rd pen, jab number 11, and my 10th weigh-in, and still super duper happy. Yep, everything is going really well. Side effects, not many. Still a little bit loose sometimes, and sometimes not. Depends on what I've eaten that day. I really do think my body very much reacts to whether I've eaten something a little fattier or a little stodgier. My body just like gets rid of it straight away. And if I have a lean, mean, sort of green and high protein day, I don't think I get the same looseness, but I've had no other side effects. I'm not tired. In fact, I've got more energy now than I've had in a really long time, probably due to losing so much weight. So I've got more energy. I've not had a headache since like week 6. Last 6 or 7 was last time I had a headache, so no headaches, no nausea, but then I've never really suffered much from the nausea at all. I feel great. I feel absolutely amazing. So I'm gonna get this jab done. I'm gonna stick with my method of around the clock, which I think was a really good method. Thank you very much whoever suggested that. I do think it's a really good method. So this is my 3rd jab, so I'll go 1, 2, 1, 3rd jab. First jab was 3 o'clock, 2nd jab was 6 o'clock, my 3rd jab is gonna be 9 o'clock. I do honestly think that this medication is just absolutely amazing. I wouldn't be able to lose what I'm losing now on this. By now, 11 weeks in, I would have probably given up. I'd have lost a bit. I would have, because I would have tried really hard, and I'd have maybe lost a stone. I'd probably be coming on to the 1.5 stone mark, and then I just wouldn't. I'd have a reason. I'd have gone to that wedding that I went to, and I'd have gone, oh, that's it, it's messed it up. Or I've been gone on my holiday and that would have messed it up, and I would then start teetering on whether I didn't want to go back to Slimming World, because I don't want to turn up when I'm putting weight on. I don't like going and then knowing I put weight on. You wake up in the morning, you get on the scales of a weigh day and you've put weight on. I didn't want to go, so I just wouldn't go, because at the end of the day it's your own free will to go into it. And unfortunately I'm just that kind of person that I would just not make myself go, which is, I think, is really sad. I wish I had more willpower, but I have 0 willpower. I have determination to do things, but my willpower does just take over on many fronts, hence why I have an eating problem, because my willpower just takes over. So let's talk about what I've lost today, because I'm chuffed again. I'm not gonna lie to you, I am chuffed. I have lost another 3 pounds this week, so I'm really pleased. I weigh in this morning 15.7 stone, which is 15.5 stone, and I'm really chuffed. That is 26 pounds since starting my Mounjaro journey. 26 pounds in 10 weeks, which is on average 2.5 pounds every week, which is just brilliant. It's really good. It's a really, I think, a nice, steady, healthy weight loss. So I'm really pleased. Oh, I also got something nice to do this week as well. So let's be honest, I don't need to go to Slimming World, I don't, but I am throwing everything at this weight loss journey, and I want a reason to be kept accountable. I want to be able to talk to people about my journey as I go along and get hints and tips of what to eat. I follow the Slimming World food plan as in, I mean, I don't count sins, we've discussed this before. I don't count sins and I don't count calories, but I follow the Slimming World food plan in the sense that I know what's healthy food, what's good for your food, etc. But the main reason, I will not lie, the main reason I go to Slimming World is so that somebody can give me a pat on the back and say, well done you, and I get a nice shiny certificate and a nice shiny sticker to put on the front of my book, and I get to put this up on my wall, and yes, that is my 2 stone award. So I'm just really pleased. I got my 2 stone award at Slimming World this week. Woohoo! Now I know I haven't lost 2 stone since being on Mounjaro. I've lost, what did I say, 26 pounds was it? Which is what? 28 pounds will be 2 stone. So I'm 2 pounds off losing 2 stone on my Mounjaro. But since going to Slimming World, which I started earlier in the year, I have lost 2 stone and 3 pounds. So I'm really pleased. And that's really what you go to Slimming World for a little piece of certificate. Yes, spend a fortune for a certificate and a sticker. So this morning when I weighed in, I thought I'm gonna have a little look at my BMI to see what a difference I've made in losing those 26 pounds. So when I started on the 25th of January, my BMI was 38.6. So it was really quite high. I was definitely, as you can see from this image, I was definitely in the obese area, in the red zone, quite far into it. I'm not even just tipped into it, I'm quite far into it. So your BMI is looking at your weight versus your height. Now, I know you should not use your BMI really as too much of a guideline. I'm quite a heavy person, and even when I get down to my goal weight, I still will have quite a high BMI. Based on the BMI chart, I should weigh 9 stone 6. Now, I'm not being funny. If I weighed 9 stone 6, I would look probably ill, because it just wouldn't look right. I have a target weight to get to of 12.5 stone, which is where I would really like to get to. If I get there and I think I want to carry on a little bit further, maybe. But at the minute, and over the last sort of 10, 15 years, my aim has always been to be around the 12.5 stone. When I weighed 12.5 stone, the last time I weighed 12.5 stone would have been when I was 21, 22 maybe. So you're talking 14 years ago. I felt really good then. I felt amazing. I easily fitted into all my size 12 clothes, and I could fit into size 10 clothes as well. Not necessarily comfortably, but I could fit into size 10, and I could fit in any size 12. I could walk into a shop, pick it off the shelf, and it would fit me, and I looked good in it, and I was really happy. So in my head, I've always had this image of a 12.5. Now that might have changed, maybe when I get there, it might have changed now that I've had 2 kids since then, I don't know. But 12.5 is where I've always aimed for, and every time that I've started my weight loss journeys over the years, I've said 12.5 is where I want to be. Never got down beyond like 14. I've just never got down beyond 14 since putting the weight on. This time it will work, I know it will. So aiming for 12.5, that's where I want to be healthy. So full circle around, I'm not following my BMI and I'm not using it as a judge, but it is a good gauge to show whether you are making progress, I guess. So like I said, when I started the Mounjaro journey, I was at 38.6. This morning, my BMI is 34.6. I've gone down 4 on my BMI scale, and as you can see from the little bar, I'm much, much closer to being near just the overweight category rather than the obese category. So that is quite a significant difference, and it must have had positive health implications on me. In fact, I'm tempted to do a little monitor of my blood pressure. I have high blood pressure and I suffer from hypertension, and I am on medication for it. And at the beginning of the year, I actually had my medication dose upped because my blood pressure was sitting really high. And I feel like now that I've lost a couple of stone, maybe it's going to come down. They do review it sort of every 6 months. I might do a little monitor of myself to see whether my blood pressure has dropped or whether it's, I could potentially get my medication dose reduced again, because that would be really good. At the end of the day, this is the idea of this is to have better health benefits. So I'm really pleased. BMI's down, weight's down, now sitting at 15.5 stone, another half a stone and I get into the 14 stone. And I did a little bit different this week as well. I have also upped my exercise. Yes, so I do my dance class on a Friday, but this week I have been out on my bike twice. I went for a 4-mile round trip on Monday, which took me 20 minutes. And then on Wednesday, I did, well, my watch died partway around, but I heard it get to 5 miles, and I think I had another at least 2 miles after that to get home. So I think I did about 7 or 8 miles on Wednesday on my bike. So, and Ryan, he is also trying to lose a bit of weight as well. So he's out on his bike, so we're sort of tag-tailing each other. You go out for a bike ride, then I'll go out for a bike ride. And the reason I decided to up my exercise was I am feeling much better and much more energy, and movement is much easier. But I was driving home from taking my daughter to her dance class on Monday, and I drove past a family out on their bikes. I realised the clocks had changed, hadn't they, on the Saturday nights. So we now have lighter nights, an extra hour on an evening, plus it's getting lighter and lighter all the time. And I was like, it's warm, it's sunny. I was like, why don't I get on my bike? I absolutely love going out on my bike. Since being a teenager, I've always been out on my bike. Before you were old enough to drive a car, I live in a village. The only way I could get anywhere was either to get on a bus or to get on my bike. And we don't have a reliable bus service, literally next to no buses, and it costs a fortune, and I was a teenager with no money, so I didn't think I could get on I didn't get on a bus. I would get on my bike, and I used to go see my friends who lived in the next village, or I went pony riding on the weekend and I would go bike up to the stables. And I can bike to my nearest seaside town, which is Hornsey. That's quite a long way. That's a really good long bike ride, but there's a railway track that can take you all the way down to the sea. So I've been known to bike to the seaside and then bike back again. When Ryan and I first met, actually, I took him out on a bike ride once. I'm not sure he enjoyed it or not, but we biked to Hornsey, and it takes quite a while. It's about 17 miles to get there. But we can go more as the crow flies. So let's say it's 10 miles to get to Hornsey on the railroad, and then 10 miles back, and it was great. And basically I love biking, so I thought, why don't I just get out on my bike? I've seen these people on their bike, I can get on my bike. So I did. And then I was like, where are you going? I'm going on a bike ride. Oh, I'll go on a bike ride. So he went on a bike ride as well. So now we're gonna be like getting on the bikes and yeah, try and boost a bit of the weight loss by getting out and moving a little more. So I've done exercise 3 times this week. Yes, go me. I think that's all I've got to say to you today. So thank you, as always. Thank you so much for watching. Your comments, your likes, the support's brilliant. I say it every day, every week, and I mean it more and more every single week. You are all superstars, and I'm really proud of every single one of you. Keep going. We can do this. We will have hot summer bodies by the summer. Yeah? You with me? 2025 is our year. It's my year. It's your year. You can do it. I can do it. You can do it. Let's lose some weight together. All right. It was really lovely talking to you. An absolute pleasure. I love you all. Mwah. See you later. Bye.